Just do the bin stuff. This episode of the
guys
Off-Road
updated your tonight stuff.
This episode of the Off-Road Podcast is sponsored by Warren, Medical Gear Outfitters, and Kobe Valve.
Off-Road Podcast, episode 380, Day Trail.
Tonight, no idea what Aaron and Jeremy are doing, and I got red shirt on my tires.
I don't know why it hasn't updated for you, Coy, but tonight Aaron gives some stuff away. Jeremy freezes in his garage. Coy gets some red dirt on his tires. And we have no idea what happened to Ben.
Welcome to the Off-Road Podcast, a podcast about everything off-road. We cover the news, review products, and interview people in the off-road industry. Your hosts tonight are Aaron, Coy, and my name's Jeremy, and we're here joined with our guest from Day Trail, Brett. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Well, let's kick it off and find out what everybody's been up to. Coy, let's start with you. I don't think you've done anything exciting in the last week, so it should be
we
quick.
can skip over him.
Yeah,
We'll move on.
just made a quick run out to Moab for a week, wheeled like crazy, and did this diabolical one-day drive back to Oregon.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
that is a diabolical drive back.
I was a full-on drill sergeant. Like, we'd pull into a gas station and be like, move, get in the bathroom. I'm filling up. Then I'd shoulder roll into the men's bathroom, do a backward
Shoulder roll?
handstand back into the truck and fly down the road. It was awesome.
That sounds disgusting if you shoulder rolled into the bathroom.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
They're truck stop bathrooms. They're clean.
Yeah.
Are they?
When
No,
when Coy
absolutely
says when Coy says shoulder roll, he actually slipped when he was running into the bathroom and fell down and tried to recover from his shoulder.
Yeah.
He calls it a shoulder roll. Shoulder roll.
I meant to do that.
I actually rolled my shoulder like an ankle trying to get it up. Like,
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
yeah.
Yeah. So you had a good time in Utah. We won't go too much into it because we're going to have you on in a couple weeks to talk about that with Ben, and you're going to recap that trip and your Christmas Valley trip.
Sounds good.
Any short highlights that you want to just a 30-second highlight of the trip, your favorite trail or something?
Yeah, I really enjoyed 7 Mile Rim. I think that was because some of the other ones that are actually more harder trails I've already done before. So that was the newest one that was I found super incredible.
Nice. All right.
So did your wife willingly sign up for that one-day drive back, or was she pretty mad afterwards?
What? You haven't met my wife, have you?
I haven't met your wife. No, that's a true.
I saved her $100 by not having an extra hotel, so she was grateful that I did that. You see, like you don't understand how my wife rolls.
Didn't she save you a bunch of money on a hotel already?
Yeah, the crack. I didn't know Utah had like crack hotels, but apparently they do. And I had found a nice one with a pool and stuff for like $77 a night. I was like, this is the one. She's like, I saved us I got it for $60. I was like, sweet. I thought she couponed. She does that a lot. No, she just moved us like 10 miles down the road. And there was literally like a kidnapper van outside. My my lights wouldn't work at the hotel, and I like leaned on the wall and bumped the lights on the wall, and they kicked on like out of a horror movie. The door literally, you would let go of it, and it would just I sent Aaron some videos. The sink was cracked. There were hairs in the shower. Like it was horrible.
Didn't they film The Shining there?
I think the real Shining actually happened there. That I don't know where they filmed it. Like it was.
Yeah.
But we saved $10, Jeremy. So
Yeah.
my wife was stoked.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was she still stoked after seeing the hotel?
Well, she had to be.
kind of.
You have to swallow that. You can't admit defeat at all. She had to
I don't
be
know
stoked.
what all had been swallowed in this hotel room, but it was disgusting.
Family friendly.
Wow. He's talking about some really bad food, like gas stations.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
probably, most
Yeah,
likely.
That's probably what he's
There's
saying.
a Taco Bell next door, from what I remember.
I
So,
literally bought
maybe
TV
Taco
dinners
Bell.
and then put it in their disgusting little microwave. I was
Oh,
hoping
it came with a micro. It came with a microwave. Wow, you
Yeah,
were blessed in that hotel.
technically the microwave is like smaller than my laptop, but
Couldn't pop popcorn.
no, it wouldn't have fit a popcorn bag. It was
Could
more.
have done one layer of
I've
popcorn.
seen toaster ovens that were bigger.
Yeah.
Well, Aaron, what have you been up to?
I still haven't done anything with my rig. It got shoved in my shop. I've just been swamped with everything else. But I did get away last Saturday to an open house for a place called Iron Rigs. So Iron Man 4x4 is teaming up with a shop, and they've opened up a store called Iron Rigs where you can get installs done or just go in there and brick and mortar buy Iron Man 4x4 equipment from their stuff. So that was kind of cool. So Ben went to one a couple weeks ago up in Burien, and they said, hey, why don't you come to this next one we've got? We are going to have an open house and we'd love to have you there. So as the podcast, Ben and I went to that, and we sold some patches and got some hopefully new listeners. We had probably, by the end of the day, we probably had 20 people there say that they would check out our show. So that's encouraging, exciting. So, and then as we were leaving, they told us that they're going to have another one in Prineville, Oregon, which is in the middle of nowhere, Oregon. And so that'll be like in January. So if you are listening and you're in the Prineville area in January with nothing to do, you probably won't have anything to do because it's Prineville and it'll be January. So you should come to this open house, and we'll let you know what date it is when we find out. So yeah, looking forward to that.
They'd be doing snow wheeling. That's what they'd be doing.
You would hope. Yeah, you would hope that they would be
Yeah.
doing snow wheeling. But if you weren't doing any snow wheeling, you should come to the open house. Yeah. How about you, Jeremy? What have you been up to?
I've been super stoked about all this early snow we've been getting up here.
Yeah. Been seeing it
That's
down here in
about
Oregon too.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So you're just, the excitement level is all you've been up to.
Getting excited.
Okay.
Other than that, the winter time is here. I'm freezing right now, and I haven't dug my heater out yet.
You should get a diesel heater for your garage so you can warm up and have some fumes.
I'll stick with the Mr. Buddy under the
All
desk.
right.
That works out really well.
Good. Good.
How about you, Brett? What have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Hey, I took the kids to Disneyland a week ago. How about that?
Ooh.
Oh, very nice.
I'm sorry. Your wallet was last week.
You know, the sad thing is I probably have as much fun or more than they do. They benefit from that. I Peter Pan kid at heart, I think.
I am too, but the like 45-minute wait in line as a not adult, I just sit there and stomp my feet and cry and stuff.
There is a way to work the system, you see. I don't think we waited another 45 minutes.
Wow.
So you go at the right time of year, you use their fast pass system, and you let that tell you what you're riding next, and then you can walk right on.
Gotcha. We
And
did
then
that
if
the first.
you have a break in between, then that's when you eat something.
I ain't gonna let Disney tell me what to do.
Well, then wait in the 45-minute line.
Yeah. That $10 that you saved at the motel and the money that you saved in gas at the gas stations you went to, Coy, should be able to afford you at least one day of fast passes next year. I mean, next time you go to Disneyland.
I was gonna say, I'm not going to Disney next year.
Yeah, I don't plan on going either.
Hold on. Do they make you pay for them now?
They do.
The fast passes? Oh yeah.
What?
Wait, how would they not?
They try to make it worth it because you know how when you got off the ride, you could buy your picture on the ride.
Yeah.
Now they give those to you free with the fast pass. So if you've bought the fast pass, you just punch the number in and it loads onto your phone.
When did they
That's
start
nice.
charging for the fast passes?
It's
During
several
COVID.
years ago.
Yeah,
Oh,
during COVID.
well, it's been a while since I've been, so
I have to ask, Brett, does It's a Small World make you as angry as it does me?
Well, no, because I go at the right time. See, once you've been walking around and it's
There's
1,
no
2, 3
good
in the
time on
afternoon,
It's a Small
and your
World.
feet hurt, it's air conditioned, and it doesn't do anything but let you rest in the air conditioning for a few minutes. So
I just, as I'm going through the mildly racist boat ride, singing one of the most annoying songs in the world, literally with accents of whatever country you're going through. That's totally not problematic. And the animatronics are from the 1963. And I'm like, I paid like $300 a person to be here, and this is what you gave me, like a Ripley's Believe It or Not boat ride, like a Waxworks Museum boat ride, and it infuriates me. I want to burn it down.
And I'll bet you 9 times out of 10 I fall asleep and I'm doing that head bob thing. So
I think Coy's also upset because I was in the boat behind him and I was singing along as loud as I could.
And splashing him?
No, he was grabbing the sides and gaining speed and ramming the back of my boat.
Allegedly.
Yeah. So of
You
course,
can grab the
it's
sides
really easy to sleep when you're getting rear-ended by another boat.
please do tell me how you gain speed in those boats.
You just grab onto the rail and pull yourself forward.
I was thinking the boat rail, not the
Allegedly.
rail.
You
Allegedly, you reach out and there's the little animatronic of an Asian baby making Nike shoes, and you grab it by the ponytail and yank, and it shoots you forward into the boat in front of you.
Wow. All right. Moving on. We have a new contest to announce. It is very simple to enter this contest. All you need to do is...
How simple is it?
Well, I'm going to tell you.
Oh, okay.
All you need to do is you need to tell us what rig you would buy, how you would build it, and how you would use it if you won a large sum of money. You know, similar to like the Powerball drawing that's happening soon.
Yeah.
If you're watching live. Anyway, if you do that, you send it in to us. We'll read all the entries on our December 19 show and pick a winner at random to see who is going to receive a pair of epic Warren shackles. Sorry, Warren Epic shackles. They are still epic. And so if you want to enter, you got to write us through our social media or send it to our email at offroadpodcast@gmail.com.
Did you guys buy any Powerball tickets?
I did buy some Powerball tickets. Yeah.
I didn't know I was supposed to.
Oh,
what is it at $1 billion something?
1.9 billion.
it was at 1.6, and I was in Utah. And I was like, I was going to buy some in Idaho, but I forgot. And then I'm in Utah. And apparently you can have multiple wives, but you can't buy Powerball there because it's immoral.
You also can't buy full strength beer.
So I was kind of like, man, I'm missing out. I probably would have won. And then I'm glad it rolled over and I made it back. Got me some Powerball tickets.
Yeah. All right. Here's the pledge. I'll buy you guys a new rig if I win. Will you do the same,
right.
Clay?
There we go. We got it live. And
I'm
Brett,
going to pick the rig, though.
Huh?
I'll buy you a rig if I win, but I'm picking it.
Is it going to be an FJ?
It's going to be
really
pink.
bad.
I'd probably still take it.
It's going to be a gambler rig.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I guess I didn't say what type of rig.
I think I'd get you just like an 84 5-yard dump truck. Be like, here you go. Told you I'd buy it.
I could use a dump truck on my property.
All right, I'll sell it to
turn
you.
it down. Turn that down. Well, we got some listener feedback. While I was at the open house for the iron rigs, we had a gentleman come up to us named Ron, and Ron said that he was a longtime listener and he loves the show. He also said that he goes out wheeling. He drives Land Rover. I kind of had to prod a little bit, and he owns 4 Land Rovers, so that way he has at least one that works at any point in time to go wheeling. Yeah. So yeah. So we had some fun banter with that back and forth. So yeah, so it was nice meeting Ron and everybody else at the show. Hopefully we've got some new listeners of the show who met us there. We also want to thank our sponsor, Patriot Patch. Head over to patriotpatch.co and check out their selection of great patches, shirts, cleaning mats, signs, and stickers. You can also join the Patch of the Month Club for $15 and receive a patch, matching sticker, and artist proof each month. Jeremy, did you get your Patch of the Month ones yet? The turkey, which is an eagle.
I haven't checked the mail. It's probably there, but I haven't checked the mail.
You should check your mail. These came last week, so you should really check your mail.
I know.
Yeah. Is your voting stuff in there? You better really check your mail because your voting stuff's probably in there too.
You got that.
I swear open until 2 or 3 days after, anyways.
That Patriot patches are about the only good thing I get in the mail, or important thing I get in the mail. Nothing important to get the mail anymore.
So that's their Patch of the Month. They always do a turkey for Thanksgiving. This one is a turkey with an eagle face clutching a grenade that's got the pin pulled on it. So, and beyond that, I actually got some patches in the mail today from Patriot Patch for a different reason, but I got a patch that says not a fit as Director of Rooftop Operations. So pretty excited about those. Can't wait to slap those on something. So, and then don't forget, we've got our patches that we're selling for $10 if you see us in person, or $13 for the first one and $10 for any patch after that mailed to you. We actually sold several of these when we were at our open house last week. So if you're going to be in Prineville in January, we'll sell you some patches there. Save you the $3 in shipping.
And if you act now, you can actually get the patches before I get them still.
Yeah, I'm holding them hostage till we see Jeremy in person. I'm not wasting money to mail them to him.
I guess he'll get them on the snow camp trip in February then.
I guess so.
Yeah. Oh, Coy, you're going to get a big kick out of this. I was helping actually everybody on the show and everybody listening will get a big kick out of this, and they will say, of course, yes, this is exactly what happened. I was helping Ben unload the Forerunner, and he opened the back hatch, and a box tips over, and out come all his 3D printed ornaments that he had been printing for people, and a couple of them break on the ground and stuff like that. So,
oh gosh! Of course.
Well, don't worry, Aaron. He gave me yours like 2 months ago in Griffiths Valley, so it's safe.
Yes, I know. Thank goodness. Thank goodness he gave it to you then, and because he made the comment like later in the day, he's like, "Oh, I shouldn't have given it to Coy because then I would have had it now." And I said, "No, I'm glad you gave it to Coy because mine would have probably been the one that broke." So. Yeah. Anyways.
Ouch.
Have tire troubles ever left you deflated? Colby Valve has got you covered. Ever have a valve stem leak? Colby Valve makes reusable and easily replaceable valve stems that don't require you to remove your tire from the wheel. They work with your off-road rig, ATV, side-by-side, commuter vehicle, or even your tractor. Never be left stranded again because of a busted valve stem. They also have a tire repair kit for those punctures that keep you away from doing your favorite thing, wheeling. Make sure to check out colbyvalve.com or ask for them at your local off-road products store.
Hey, Brett, real quick, I don't know if you've ever heard of a Colby valve, but it is literally a tire valve that you can insert from outside of the wheel. You don't have to take the tire off. So like if you're wheeling, doing your ATV stuff, and you bust a valve stem, if you have one of these handy, you can just cut the old one off, push it down into the wheel, slide this thing in, and air it back up, and you're good to go. So pretty nifty, and they're pretty inexpensive. Check those out since you're into the ATV off-road sports kind of scene. So
do they sell those at any like car part store, or where do they sell them?
They have them on their website. I'm not entirely sure. I know that some off-road or truck stores sell them, but I don't think that they're into like the mainstream O'Reilly's and Napa yet. So
yeah, okay.
But you can get them on Amazon.
Oh, well, there you go. They're on Amazon. Yeah.
They
started as a Kickstarter way back in the day, and become good friends of the show.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, let's talk some news. Our first news article here. I actually shared this one to our Facebook page about a week ago. Nissan decides to do what enthusiasts have been doing for years. That's not the real headline, but that's the headline I gave it. So Nissan for SEMA this year decided to pluck the V8 engine out of the Nissan Titan and put it into their Frontier. Nissan enthusiasts, myself included, have already done this engine swap, and we've been doing it for more than 12 years, I want to say. So thanks for catching up, Nissan. So the engine that they put in puts out 400 horsepower, 413 foot-pounds of torque, which is a very nice number for a mid-size truck, which is up from 310 horsepower and 281 foot-pounds of torque. So they also threw in, you can see that it's pretty wide. They threw in the Nissan Titan rear axle and the Nissan Titan front suspension stuff, although they say they use custom stuff, but basically they did like the Titan suspension swap as well. So it's a pretty sweet truck, cold air intake. It's got some catback stuff. I don't really care about that stuff. I mean, I care about it, but for the article, my point is that Nissan is finally doing what enthusiasts has been doing for many, many years now.
Maybe they'll start doing that from the factory since they've figured out how easy it is.
I sure hope so. It would be pretty dope if they did. Lot
Kinda
of
kind of like how Jeep did with the AV Brutes. Like, oh, Jeep pickup, that's pretty cool. We'll make one now.
yeah, exactly.
Cool.
And the 392.
So let's see here. Dodge had a V8 in their Dakota.
I had that one.
Let's see.
The
Yeah,
Raptor,
you had the V8 Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm talking about like mid-size.
or like the Ranger.
Yep. They never. I don't think they ever did a V8 in the Ranger. You could get the H3 Hummer with a V8. You could get.
Couldn't you get Colorados with the LS? A couple of them.
Yes. Yeah. You could get the Colorado. And then the Nissan Pathfinder had a V8, which is based on this exact same chassis.
And you could get the Tacomas with the drum brakes.
Oh, yes. Thanks for bringing that up, because that's exactly right. Although you could get the 4Runner with a V8 for a little while as well. So, yeah.
The
Well, our
V8
next news,
made less power than the V6, but it was technically
it's a V8 though, right?
Yeah.
You get a new
Yeah.
emblem, and
super cool.
yeah. Our next story here is about the Wrangler CJ is making a return. So this one was also at SEMA. I'm trying not to talk too much about SEMA because we got a SEMA show coming up as well. But I don't know exactly what's going on here. Like if you use your own CJ, if they provide a CJ, there isn't a lot of details. But basically, they take a CJ, whether it's yours or theirs, I don't know. They don't say in the article. But they put an electric motor under the hood, 286 horsepower. It's got Dana 44s, a 2-inch lift, 35-inch tires, and it's got a JK steel bumper with a worn winch, rock rails, and chopped windshield. And then it says a modern rotary shifter. So the interior is pretty clean on it. It looks pretty nice. But like I said, I don't know if you just buy this entire thing turnkey or if you're just supposed to buy the engine, the electric motor, and drop it in.
No price on it or anything.
No, nothing on it.
I bet
No,
the whole
no.
battery in the back.
I didn't catch where they were sticking the batteries, but I mean, it looks like it because there's no seats back there.
So it's a battery pack is installed in the cargo area. So if you want a Jeep that has no storage and a Jeep that already had very little storage,
you just get some 3-inch screws and you screw something to the top of that battery pack, and
that's how
it'll be good. Yeah, just screw right into that. It'll be solid.
I can't wait till somebody screws their Rotopax mounts, puts about 20 gallons of gas on that. Then we get the lithium fire. Hey, epic. How much do you want to bet it would actually be cheaper to buy a new all-wheel drive Tesla and use a Sawzall to cut the rims out, put big tires on it, off-road it, than it is to actually get this conversion done?
I don't know. But
that's a good point.
When you decide you've spent way too much on this Jeep and you do that with the Rotopax, the insurance companies, they can't deny your claim because you're an idiot. They can only deny your claim if you did it intentionally. So just
claim stupidity. Yeah. Claim stupidity. Yeah. Well, I think it's a cool looking rig. It's definitely classic. I like the fact that it's like a bolt-in electric motor. Not a ton. I mean, not a crazy amount of horsepower, but then again, it is a CJ. It's a smaller guy, so it's got a radiator on it. I guess I didn't look at that picture very clearly. I wonder if that's
trying to figure out why it had a radiator.
I wonder if that's for cooling, maybe battery cooling or something like that.
Maybe. I don't know.
That radiator probably has like a hot water element in it to run your heat.
I mean, it could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Anyways, yeah, they call it the Surge. I forgot to mention that part. That's a Jeep CJ Surge. Surge, yeah. Did you drink Surge back in high school, Coy?
Can't you tell?
Yeah, you're all fuzzy. That's why I can tell.
I actually drank a Mellow Yellow a couple days ago, and my son tried to tell me it was Mountain Dew. I'm like, it's a Mellow Yellow, kid.
You don't even know.
Mellow Yellow.
Yeah, you have to go.
Apparently, at the Wendy's in Moab, they do. I don't know.
I think they have Mellow Yellow at the Wendy's here in McMinnville as well. In case you need.
I don't remember the last time I went to a Wendy's. So,
they make the best burgers for fast food.
They're square, so they actually, you have more bun. Burger sticks out. It's just simple math.
Wait, you have more bun because the burger sticks out?
You have more meat because the bun is round and the square patty sticks out. So your meat to bread ratio is actually better than McDonald's and stuff.
I'm so confused.
Yeah.
You're the engineer telling me he's wrong.
I don't know. I need the dimensions to adequately prove him wrong.
Go prepared with Warren Industries. They produced the first recreational winch in 1959 and lead the industry with their dedication to quality and reliability. When you dig yourself in deep, make sure you have the right tools to get yourself out. Get Warren equipped and go where others can't. Now, let's get ready for adventure and head into our main topic.
Well, we like to always asks our guests some questions just to get to know them a little bit before we talk about whatever they want to talk about. So Brett, we're going to ask you real quick what we call the Fast 5 Facts. So you just need to answer these as fast as you can. No explanation. So do you like new or old vehicles?
New.
Do you like summer or winter camping?
Summer.
Rock, sand, snow, or mud?
Rocks.
Favorite vehicle brand?
Ford.
Do you have a favorite tire?
I don't.
Okay. And then the last thing we like to ask is, do you have any recommendations that for anybody who might be new to off-roading or going out and doing something with motorized vehicles in the woods or whatever?
What's the Scout motto? Be prepared.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I mean, take I don't know, having you had an commercial there, Warren winches. Have a winch. Have a way to lift it. Have a way to change your tire. Don't have the things you need so that you can get back out safe.
Have Rick's AAA if you're Ben.
Maintain your equipment so that it doesn't break when you're surprised. Where's Ben?
Yeah, I wish Ben was on.
Maintain, Ben, maintain.
That 7-mile trail.
Yeah.
So, how did you get started in off-roading, camping, that sort of stuff?
I guess I don't sit still easy. I've been self-employed my whole life. I have an excavation company that I run, so I play in the dirt one way or the other. and I used to have a partner, and we actually rented ATVs and boats and things just from an empty lot. About, I don't know, heck, it's almost been 20 years ago now, and it took too much time. There's a right and a wrong way to do everything, and we kind of just did it as best we could by ourselves without putting an employee in it and things. And we got some experience that way, but it's always been kicking around in my head. I breed and use horses, so I do pretty much everything outdoors to some degree, and I like to be active in doing things.
Me too.
Tell us about your most embarrassing moment on the trail. Like, what was the? Yeah, you got. I mean, it's okay. Take a second to think about it, but just that time where you were just like hanging your head. You couldn't sleep because you're thinking about it that night. Sometimes now when you're laying in bed, it still eats at you.
You know what? I like to go as hard as I can, but that I feel safe. I can't tell you that I've actually have an embarrassing moment. I've been with lots of other people that have had them. I took a big wheel, I guess. Those Yamaha big wheels that they used to have.
Uh-huh.
I got a steel plate in my arm because I own one of those.
Track, and so the trail was like this thin, and those big tires were bouncing me all over the place, and I was sore afterwards.
At TW200.
Oh yes, that's what it was. No, it wasn't a TW. It was a big wheel. It was those red and white, and the tires were like this wide.
I own one. I actually have some nice surgical steel in this arm because of one of this. Well, I mean, it really wasn't the bike's fault; it's more mine. But
yeah, it was an all-day ride, and it beat the snot out of me. And that was one and done. I sold it afterwards, actually. I did not find it fun. My most embarrassing, I guess not most embarrassing, most trying, is when I was learning to ride snowmobiles. I went with two experienced guys. One of them was my business partner. And they took me, the way they taught me was that we would go up a cat track till we were up high, and then they would just go straight down someplace.
Oh.
And once upon a time, we went straight down at 10 o'clock in the morning and get in the middle of this hole that it was dark at the bottom of, and none of them, and especially not me, could get back up. So it took till 4 o'clock in the afternoon to climb back out of this thing, and I couldn't do it. So when one of them finally made it up, then the other one followed his trail and went up, and I could only you had to navigate that just perfect, or it wasn't happening, and I could not. So I rode it halfway and got off, and one of those guys hiked down, rode mine down and back out again, and I had to hike halfway up that mountain. Also, not something you ever want to do more than once.
Yeah, I bet you were sore after that one too.
Powder, your foot would sink 2 feet every step.
Yep.
With friends like those.
Laughing at the top.
Oh yeah, thanks for teaching me by throwing me in.
So on the way back, we're riding back. I'm following them. We went over this it was just a little bop. It was nothing, and I was so tired from the hike, I couldn't hold on, and I fell off, and my thing kept going and ran into a tree. It was
That's a good time. That's a good time.
That was my most embarrassing snowmobile moment, I guess. Inexperience.
So, where's your favorite place to off-road?
So I've never been to Moab. I haven't ventured out of my area much. I've been to the Hawaii's, War Eagle Mountain, and you can go so many places around Boise where I'm at within half hour, 45 minutes, and you can go for the day and be back, sleep in your own bed. Don't have to drive all day to get there.
Don't have to
Just
say
have a
that
good
before
time.
you get murdered.
Yeah, you don't have to stay in the murder hotel, apparently.
And that. There's always that.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Day Trail. So you founded a company called Day Trail. People can rent power sports type equipment and things that go along with that. So let's talk about that a little bit. So what types of equipment can people rent through Day Trail?
Okay, so I'm going to back up a little bit. So Day Trail, as opposed to being a brick and mortar, what we call them, or have a location where you go to rent, it is a website platform like Airbnb or Turo or some of these where you or me can rent our stuff out of our own garage to anybody else. If you don't want to drag your stuff across the country to go off-roading someplace, you get on, you find something that's available wherever you're going, and you rent it there and use it there. Is the plan. We just got going in the last year, and we are primarily in Idaho, Utah, and Arizona, but we've got some stuff in California, Alaska, New York, and a couple other places. But it's getting people to even know that we exist is part of it.
Yeah.
Is it actually just as simple as like Airbnb, or like what is the process exactly?
It is. So you just go to daytrail.com, and we don't have an app yet. We're working on it, but it's phone friendly. So it pulls up and works really easy with your phone. And you just get on there. You put in your dates. You find what is available in the area you're going to go to or that you live in, and you book it just like you would Airbnb. And we have insurance to cover those that are renting them, and I guess that the one that's renting them as well, so that if they happen to do excessive damage, that they aren't buying somebody a new machine. We have we go through a identification verification system. It's called Jumio, and they verify people's identities, so we don't have people scamming someone that could potentially try to steal from somebody. And it makes for a safe environment. There's nobody else that's really doing this. There's Turo does cars, Airbnb does homes. You got Outdoorsy and RV Share that do like RVs, but nobody does all these toys.
You have a name. You have a special name for those toys too, don't you?
I call them garage ornaments.
Yeah. so true.
How dare you? First of all,
those things people buy and intend to use, but then don't, or they do once a year.
Talking about my rowing machine, huh?
I wasn't going to mention that, but.
Do you guys have one of those treadmill clothes hangers also? Do you, like, you hang your clothes on the treadmill?
No. But really, we've had people put actually hiking equipment on there. You can put paddle boards on there. So bikes, electric bikes. We've got some electric bikes on there that ran over and over and over again. UTVs. We do RVs as well. I guess one plug for us over RV Share or Outdoorsy or something is we don't have as many on there. And so if you're renting it, someone's not going through 25 pages of RVs looking for yours. There's not as many to choose from at the moment anyway. But yeah, anything outdoors that an enthusiast would be into can be put on there for rent and rent it out.
What's your most rented item? And then follow-up question to that, what's your weirdest rented item?
Well, so we've got some hiking equipment that has been like not hiking, like rock climbing equipment that has been rented. I guess that for me, that's the weirdest. I wouldn't have thought to try to rent that, but I guess if you don't have it, you're trying it. That makes sense. Probably the most rented is somewhere either the electric bikes or UTVs are the real big ones.
Yeah, UTVs are hot right now.
They are. Me personally, I like an ATV. I feel like I have more control, and if something's not going right, I can bail off of that thing. That's just me.
I have bad experience being unwillingly bailed off of ATVs, so I prefer side by sides. With age comes a cane.
Yeah, I've had some quad accidents myself, so
I was on it and I wanted to stay, but then gravity and physics ejected me.
it turns out also when you turn off the speed limiter for going in reverse, they go really fast in reverse.
They do. And if you turn sharp, they're like a jet ski. It'll turn and you won't.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, if you're just like doing as fast as you can across a grassy field and you forget that there's irrigation ditch in the middle and you hit it like 50 miles an hour, when you hit the other side of the irrigation ditch, the handlebars will move so quickly, it actually moves faster than the bones in your arm can move. It just shatters them completely. Then,
You know
then
somebody
you
that's
check.
happened to?
What?
I said, you know somebody that's happened to?
I know a guy. Yeah.
Well, what happens if let's say I've got a quad up for rent and you've qualified the person, maybe his name's Coy, and he takes my quad and he's running it through a grassy field and smashes it into an irrigation ditch. I mean, now my stuff is broken. What kind of recourse do I have?
He pays the deductible. The insurance buys you a new one, I think.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So just like real life then.
Yeah, it's pretty much. Yeah.
Is there a limit to that?
There actually is.
Sounds like
Insurance companies that insure toys don't insure for millions of dollars. So they'll replace your thing, but they're not going to replace his arm.
I don't care about his arm anyways.
I think they top out at 25,000 full coverage. So,
Gotcha.
and I think some expensive boats in the RVs, higher dollar ones, it might go up to 50 for some of those. But most things, I think, have a ceiling of about 25.
In the comments,
go ahead. I was going to say the renter is responsible for 100% of it, one way or the other, but.
So we got some comments here. Bubba says, "Hey guys." So Bubba got to see Bubba at the open house over the weekend. Also, that was good to see you, Bubba. Rick says, and then Coy sues you for letting him crash your rig. So yeah, I'm sure that'll probably happen in America. And then lastly, Travis says, how does it work for international travelers, international driving permit, and your insurance covers a driver? I don't know. Has that come up with you guys yet? Maybe someone from out of the country wants to rent your stuff?
It has not come up. And I suppose if they tried to go through the verification process, it might flag them, and then it would go to our customer service for. And you know what? I don't know the answer to that, if I'm honest.
Gotcha. Well, there we go. We need somebody from out of the country to start renting some stuff from Day Trail to get this process going, so you know how to make it work.
Well,
Coy,
I know this prince in Africa.
Coy, do you have any experience? Maybe some out of the country travelers driving anything, sightseeing in Moab, maybe having an accident. Have you heard anything of that recently?
Yeah, I actually have. When you're saying earlier about off-roading and being prepared, there's actually some factory OEMs that aren't as prepared as you'd think while they're testing their vehicles.
Yeah. So there's a little sneak peek. Make sure you guys tune into the episode in a few weeks where Coy will tell the whole story. I don't know if you had to sign a non-disclosure or how any of that works, but we're going to hint at it as much as we can. It's going to be exciting.
So who sets the rental prices?
So the individual owner does. They can set them as high or low as they want. We have some recommendations based on, if you really want to rent the thing out, or if you think it's made of gold and you want to wait for those golden opportunities. And it can go both ways. If you've got a really one that you've really decked out for yourself that you're maybe particular about, you might throw it on there for extra dollars, and somebody that's as proud as you are may rent it. And then if not, then you didn't really want to rent it anyway, probably, and so be it. But the only place to rent anything is at like these resort areas, and they want $200, $300+ $100 an hour to rent their stuff. You go to any of these sand dunes and things, there's always somebody right there on the side renting this stuff, and it's like $200-$300 an hour.
So I live near Coy, and it's a long drive for me to get to places that have fun things. I don't want to drag a trailer with me. How does that work? I want to pick up a side-by-side. How does that work? Do I have to rent a trailer locally, or do I work with the owner to get a trailer?
So yes. So everybody, any individual renter, owner, that is renting them, we recommend that they have a way for people to pick them up, whether it's a trailer or ramp to get them in the back of a truck, or be willing to deliver. It is also an option as an owner to say, I don't want anybody else transporting this for another $50. I'll take it within 30 minutes or an hour or whatever, and and pick it back up again. Same with, like a boat. If you want to just deliver it to a particular lake, you could specify that only deliver to X lake and charge $50 for delivery, and we'll pick up,
Gotcha.
At 6:00 p.m. or whatever.
Does your website or do the owners suggest like places for renters to take these toys?
We don't yet. That's a more advanced feature, but we're working actually on it. Have you guys ever used that All Trails app?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we're working on building something similar into our site so people can actually do that right from the site. But it's not there yet, but it's on the table.
I'm sure, and maybe there might be some like when they're renting, maybe there might be some side chatter or whatever about, hey, have you ever taken your side-by-side to this trail, or things like maybe they talk. I don't know. Can the renter communicate back and forth with the owner through your portal?
They can. Yes, they can. Just like you would with Airbnb, to make arrangements and times and directions and all of those things. Yes.
Nice.
So for things that require a helmet, does the owner provide that safety equipment, or is the renter responsible for providing that?
They do, and the renter has to either accept it or sign a waiver saying that they didn't want it.
And how would you keep Ben out of a ditch? Is there safety equipment for that?
Yeah, not giving him the keys.
We have not yet got the invention for lack of what? How do you politically correct say stupid?
Just say it. Stupid people. Yeah,
we haven't invented the apparatus that helps with that yet.
Yeah, so there's definitely stupid people out there.
Do you have like a waiver that says I'm not Ben? Like, I hereby certify.
Man, Ben is getting hammered tonight.
It says I'm not like Ben or anybody like him.
Yeah, we call it the anti-Ben clause.
That's a good one.
Wow.
I'll have to add that.
Okay, so can you tell us again where people can find rentals at this time?
So mostly in Idaho, Utah, and Arizona at the moment. It is open countrywide. Anybody can put their things on there anywhere, and we're actually looking for people to do that. We are kind of slowly getting our name out there.
So if I want to get on to right now after the show's over, put my wife's Polaris 4-wheeler on there and make some side cash, I could just get on and put that on there and start renting it out here in Oregon.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And I would welcome that, because in Oregon, there's little or nothing at the moment, and that would be great. And think about this on Airbnb. If you get on there and look, there's anything from $50 to 100, 150, and that's for a whole house, right? This you can rent your ATV, your UTV, your thing that's $10,000 to $30,000 for $300 or $400 a day.
And you don't have to pay somebody to come clean it.
Well, and there's a cleaning fee too, because they get muddy. People get them dirty.
I guess so. Yeah. That's true.
So you can go spray it off and send it out clean the next time. They got to bring it back full of fuel. You send it out full, expect it back full, and there's a surcharge for that if they don't. Those kind of things.
Say Jeremy breaks something on his Jeep that he's just sunk an untold amount of money into it, and he wants to fix it, but his wife's like, you got to find a way to make this money. Could he put his Jeep on there and rent out like a Jeep or a pickup, like an actual?
You could rent a Jeep as a UTV if it's not road licensed. Yes.
Yes, I was going to ask that. So is there any way that you plan to roll out off-road, or I shouldn't say off-road vehicles, but just anybody's Jeep, Nissan, Toyota, Sportsmobile? Are you thinking about doing that in the future, or you just want to keep it strictly off-road?
Well, so Turo, you could rent yours on Turo right now. If somebody looking for that kind of thing could get on there.
Oh, okay.
Something like that immediately. Hate to pitch somebody else, but at the moment that'd probably be their best bet, honestly.
I've never looked at Turo, so they'll do off-road vehicle rentals specifically.
They'll do any kind of vehicle, yes.
Okay.
And
okay.
And it works exactly the same way you'd put your price. I mean, not that we're talking about them, but straight up, I went to Florida with my 6 kids in April. And I looked at Hertz and every other car rental place and couldn't find a full-size van that would fit everybody and their luggage. And I got on Turo, found one for half as much as I would have paid if I had found one. And They had it waiting for me at the airport. I punched in a code just like you see at a car lot and got the key out, and away we went. It was fast, easy, and I don't think I'll rent from a regular agency ever again, frankly, me. It was so easy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so
I don't see Jeeps on 40s on here.
Well, you could be the first.
Yeah, there you go. You're gonna have to tap into that market, Jeremy. Tap into that market.
I don't know. The insurance might be a little low for that for me.
Yeah.
Some random person.
Well, the extra money that you're gonna make off of renting your vehicle out, you just use that to pad your insurance.
I have one more question. So obviously this is a business for you. So do you take a percentage then of the rental fee, or how does that work?
Well, so 10% comes from the renter and 10% comes from the person that is renting it out.
Oh, and it's just 10% of whatever your price you're renting.
Yep.
When I was digging around on your site yesterday, I didn't see any like adventure bikes. Is that something you foresee also, like people who like to do dual sport type bikes, like a KTM, Kawasaki KLR kind of thing? People list those.
There actually is one in Arizona.
Oh, okay.
But yes. And
Nice.
actually, I have a couple of on-road bikes that are my own. I'm gonna throw on there probably next summer. I just didn't get around to it this year. But
Gotcha.
We will have those on there. Everything outdoors, really, including road bikes and off-road.
And I guess you just mentioned next summer, obviously, so maybe you want to wait till there's a season. I don't know how long you've been doing this, but with seasons, do more things come available? Obviously, people aren't renting snowmobiles out during the summertime, probably is my guess. But
sure.
like, do you see like an influx of things during different seasons, and then it kind of shrinks and grows?
Yes. So
okay.
So I'm doing a show here in Boise on just in a couple weeks. So the 18th and 19th of November at the Idaho Center in Boise, there's a snowmobile show that we'll be at. And then there's an off-road show in Arizona on December 3rd and 4th in Glendale. in the stadium there. We'll be at that. So we're trying to get our name out here and there. And yes, the reason we're in Idaho, Utah, and Arizona at the moment is because there's the different seasons in the 3 states represented in time frames and things. And then we're just trying to.
I was kind of asking that question because, like, maybe I'm a big planner, and I'm thinking about a snowmobile trip that I want to do in January. But the month right now, let's say it's June right now, and I'm like looking ahead to January, and no one has any snowmobiles listed. And I'm like, well, shoot, I can't plan this trip because there's no snowmobiles. So I assume those would probably ramp up as time goes on.
I'm hoping we barely started. So this has been years in the making. That the website has taken a good amount of time, and that's with like a team of people working on it. There's a lot of components to it. So really, it was November, December last year where we barely were up and really ready to go. Which starting in the winter isn't the best time to start, and nobody knew even that we existed. So then we were hitting shows in January, February, March, and winter was over and summer was starting to come. And then I did Good Morning Utah in March. And so so we're in that phase where we need people to put their stuff for rent, Coy, like you.
Do it, Coy. I'll come rent it from you.
Get them on in these states so that people can see that there's stuff and representation there. And while we are working on that, it'll be a slow growing process. We know that. We have people that monitor from week to week our Facebook and our Instagram pages that are putting stuff on there. They put content on there for helping people know how to inspect their in vehicles, good trails to go on, and suggestions for safety and other things. So we got a lot of components working all the time, and they're monitoring how many new people look and all these things are way above my pay grade. I just found it.
Gotcha.
So where can our listeners find you? You mentioned Facebook. If you just want to quickly plug all the locations for that, not locations, but whatever the naming is for all of those.
We're daytrail.com, and so we're Daytrail on Facebook. We're Daytrail Rentals on Instagram, and just daytrail.com on your computer or phone. You can also find us on Pinterest and YouTube. We've made some fun videos set to music and things that are on YouTube.
Oh, cool.
And we've got some how-to videos, and we've got a few of the rentals that we've had, some testimonials. So
awesome. And then an app coming down the road, possibly.
Definitely. Just when, I don't have an exact when, but it is coming.
Sweet. Well, thanks for coming on, Brett. It's been fun having you on. It's been fun having you help make fun of Ben. We always encourage our guests to jump on that bandwagon.
You guys are awesome. This is a fun show.
Yeah. And also thank you everybody who listens to us every week and joins us live and adds to the comments. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate you sharing us with your friends. Anytime we go out in public, make sure you show up at those things. We love meeting our listeners at those things too. There's a lot of fun this past weekend meeting different people there that we've seen online but never put a face to a name. So that was a lot of fun. Help us grow by sharing us with your friends and your neighbors and your coworkers and your school teachers, and maybe even call the non-emergency hotline for the police and let them know about us for a good reason, not for anything bad. So, and also God bless America.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Don't forget to visit Patriot Patch and join the Patch of the Month Club. Check out our Gaia affiliate link for up to 40% off. Also, don't forget to head over to Warren Medical Gear Outfitters and Colby Valve to see all their great gear. We're a proud part of the Firearms Radio Network. Got a comment or question? Send it to us through our webpage at firearmsradio.net or through our social media channels by searching for Off-Road Podcast. Also, you can listen to us live at overlandradio.com Mondays at 7 p.m. Pacific. When off-road, please remember to have fun, tread lightly, be safe, and courteous. Thanks for listening.